Hello and welcome back to the Scraggsman channel, where today, let's talk sports. Oh, I can already hear the guy at the back. Sorry, no FIFA today. There's only so many red cards I can get before turning it off and dunking. Basketball? Mario? This must mean something. Basketball, Mario, dunking. No! That's close enough, isn't it? Mario Sports Mix is a sports game on the Wii, developed by Square Enix and released November 25th, 2010 in Japan. Only has come to other regions in early 2011. The guys who created this stuck out to me though. Square Enix. You know, only the company behind many successful RPG series like Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Chrono Trigger. I've never played any of these. Not who I would have imagined to create a Mario sports game. Turns out they also created Mario Slam Basketball or Mario Hoops 3 on 3, whichever region you're from, on the DS in 2006. So surprisingly enough, this isn't Square Enix's first Mario sports game. As well as being Mario's first basketball game, there was one other time, being NBA Street Volume 3 for the GameCube, where Mario, Luigi and Peach appeared as console exclusive characters, because who wouldn't want to see Mario dunk looking so out of place next to real basketball players? Just looks like Mario's in GTA. Getting back on topic, from what I remember, Mario Sports Mix was a decent Mario sports game all around. You could chuck it on the Wii, have a few rounds of basketball, and have a good time. With all that out of the way, let's get this game started. The intro begins with Wario dying, and Waluigi getting mugged once again by Nintendo. In all seriousness though, this intro is amazing at showcasing all the sports, and Mario dunking so hard he sets the ball alight and breaks the net in the process. That title screen and its music. Brilliant. Now I picked File 1 because File 3 gave me a dirty look, and we finally start. The main menu is where Bowser looks ready to drop the stick and throw hands. But here we have the 4 sports: basketball, volleyball, hockey and dodgeball. Guess this is a sports mix.
He said it! He said it!
Okay, I'll stop. Let's take a look at the roster. It's the usual picks with Diddy Kong actually thrown in there, isn't that right, Mario Kart 8? Anyway, each character has 3 stats, which are speed, power and technique. Speedy characters are the best in the game as they can traverse the courts quick, like Bowser Jr., and power does nothing as you slow. I mean, if you expect Bowser to be speed, then I don't know what to tell you. Technical characters are just in the grey area, because apparently they can aim their shots more accurately. I don't really notice it. I'm not going to argue with that because Waluigi's one of them. Last isn't a stat, but a couple of characters that are all around, like Mario, whose stats are shared equally. Enough rambling though, let's begin with the first and returning sport, basketball. Let me just preface this by saying there are 2 periods of each sport, whether the timer goes out or the targeted number of points are scored. Most of what was done in Mario Slam Basketball game on DS was carried over to Sports Mix, and believe me, this won't be the last time you hear that phrase. You get 2 points in the area and 3 points from outside the area when shooting. You can jump by flicking the remote and do a second flip for the shot to come out, or you can pass to trick your opponents. If the shot is timed correctly, you can perform a rainbow shot, which always scores unless blocked. When in the area, you can do the same motions to shoot and slam dunk. Or you can go for the shot and leave it to drop so you don't get hit by other players on the opposing team. You can also set up combo moves with teammates. However, in defence, if you defend right in front of the attacker for too long, then you knock them over. If they go for a dunk or a shot, you can jump and block it. If you shake whilst you're in the air, you spin, which can hit the opponents. You have a timer on the ball, as well as a 2.5 minute match timer. It's a solid sport and would definitely be one of my first picks. Next up is volleyball. Let me just start off by saying, volleyball is the worst sport in this game by far. I argue this sport brings the whole game down. But let me explain it first. Depending on how many people you play with, you either volley the ball 2 or 3 times, and you can block shots by the net to catch the other team by surprise to get an easy point. When you hit the ball, you have a few seconds to aim which part of the court you want to hit. Ball's too far, shake the Wii remote to save it. And if you get a good first volley, then just like basketball, you get a rainbow shot, which knocks others back. Don't hit out, you get a point. First to 15 each round. This all may seem fine, but what I'm saying, it's just tedious how long this sport takes. 1 point each shot that is scored out of 30 needed to win. When playing, I had that match that took half an hour to finish, when the basketball match would take 10 minutes max. I'll just leave it as if I'm playing for fun. I'm never playing volleyball. It's rubbish, but do you know what's slightly less rubbish? hockey. Hockey is more ice hockey in this game, as the courts kind of take the ice out of it. In hockey, you start with a drop puck, where you swing the remote to gain possession. You gain extra player in goal, which is a shy guy. Wish you could play as him normally, but his keepers are actually quite decent unless you're playing on lower difficulties. You can charge shots up which produce a rainbow shot, as previously said is a more powerful shot than normal. Or shake the remote to have a normal shot, with an arrow over the goal showing where you're aiming. When defending, shake to tackle or hit the attacker to win it back. There is no timer on possession and matches last about 3 minutes. It's very simple, but I'd pick basketball over this as it feels more tactical with the shot mix-ups, compared to this where it's mostly cat and mouse. You can do combo shots, but it's not as good as basketball, as they feel like normal shots. Hockey is miles better than volleyball. I won't pick this usually, but it's okay. But finally, onto the best sport of the whole game, Dodgeball. Dodgeball is easily the best and most fun of the sports. Each character has a health, which when all is lost from either side, you get a point, first to 2 points. With the ball you can fake shot, do a normal throw, perform a rainbow throw when running up to the halfway line, jump throw into the other team's half. You can pass to your teammate, and each team has a Yoshi on the outside you can pass to, which you can use to hit the opposition. On the receiving end, you press A and B to catch, and you can shake the Wii remote to dive or spin to avoid the ball, which then misses you. You can jump with A to stop the ball going to the other team's Yoshi. Once someone is knocked out, they can go on the outside with their Yoshi, and if they can hit someone from the outside, they come back into the game. You have a short timer for possession and a 3-minute match timer. Honestly, this sport has so many options when playing, and it isn't just hit the ball over the net. You can actually control how fast matches are by knocking out the opponents quickly, allowing for more matches. The efficiency of this sport makes it the best as well. This is the sport I'll come back to when revisiting this game. My ranking of the sports would go dodgeball, basketball, hockey, and then volleyball, if it has to even be on there. Something I didn't mention was that in every sport there are items and special shots. You can do 2 things with items, which are throw them or turn a ball into them. Like if you get a red shell, you throw it at people or use it on the ball, which makes it lock on the goal and swerve towards it. You can block all the items except the superstar. Coins can be received when going over panels, and you get a maximum of 10 coins. If you score, the coins get added on as 1 point or do more damage in dodgeball. Special shots return from Mario Slam Basketball and are present when you fill the meter by shooting shots. Each character's is different. Mario's fire shot, Luigi's poltergust, Bowser shoots fire, Yoshi flies I guess, Wario throws a fart bomb to hide the view, and the best one is Waluigi's, which allows him to gain 4 points if all shots land, whereas the rest gain 3 if theirs land. But hey, what's the point of having all these characters, sports and power-ups without any courts? There are 14 courts to pick from, ranging from the fiery pit of Bowser's castle, to the spooky sea of Ghoulish Galleon, to the happy-go-lucky Toad Park and the joyful fields of Peach's Garden. There are so many courts to keep you playing with their own unique twists, such as the ghosts in Luigi's Mansion getting in the way. There is a variation of most of the 14 courts in Sports Mix, as some sports miss out on certain courts. For example, all sports have a Mario Stadium, but for Waluigi Pinball, there is no basketball version. Most courts are available for 3 or 4 sports, except for Toad Park, which for some reason is the only court to only have 2 sports available. The strangest case with the courts is Daisy's Gardens, as it's technically available in all sports, not just 3. You can play Daisy Gardens volleyball when playing through single player tournaments, but cannot pick it through free play. Weird. Let's be honest though, the best court objectively is Bowser Jr.'s Boulevard, with its fancy casino themed court with numbers appearing where if you shoot from them, you get extra points or negative points, along with the special times 10 points moment that encapsulates the board, causing a rush to see who gets them first. The music speaks for itself, a cool rhythm and tempo accompanying this Vegas-like court. It's a blast when coming up in the single player. Speaking of single player, there happens to be one. It's a tournament mode with 3 available tournaments. I'll pick basketball, 3 on 3 because you can pick more characters. Here are my go-to characters. Luigi, good all around. Waluigi, good special. And Bowser Jr., the speed. Mushroom Cup first. Basically, you have 3 matches, then you win the cup at the end. Each cup having 3 different set courts each time. So, just finished the first cup. All the team are up there now. We get ready for the next one. What? A Moogle from Final Fantasy? Very strange. Oh well, let's carry on. Flower Cup. 3 more matches for the cup in this new tournament area. Not much else to add here. And finally, the Star Cup. I beat the first 2 teams on Bowser themed courts, and all that's left to handle is Wario.
Oh. Yo. Ow.
What? I guess that wasn't Wario. Alright, I'm going to stop pretending like I didn't know this was going to happen. It's these 3 characters returning from the DS game. Who would have thought? You have to beat them on the ship and then you win. I've left it until now to mention the Final Fantasy characters in this game, which are Ninja, White Mage, Black Mage, Moogle, Cacta, and newcomer, the Dragon Quest Slime. Yes, we lost Propeller Guy and Dixie Kong for Slime. Perfect trade. In addition to that, you can unlock colours and costumes for specific characters like Yoshi's, Toads, Slimes and more. You can unlock these characters by taking alternative paths in the 3 tournaments after clearing them once, and take on bonus matches like Massive Mini Mushrooms, or the other team starts this many points ahead. Or you can play a certain amount of games in your preferred sport to unlock them. The Ninja is the hardest and longest character to unlock though, as on the Star Cup, you must take a ship to this Star Road and form the shape of a star, and then proceed to finish the final match. He's the only one who can get unlocked across all sports at the same time, though if you lose one, you're sent back to the proper tournament matches. These paths are worth it for the best character in the game though, that being Cacta, who's the quickest in the game. Look at him go. Unstoppable. Like I said, need nothing but speed. Going back to the tournament, after winning you gain a sports crystal. But do you see anything? Yep, you gotta do this 3 more times. And that wouldn't be an issue if it weren't for volleyball. Hockey's fine, yeah, dodgeball's quick, but it's just volleyball. This tournament is the only time I play volleyball. 9 matches. Sorry about that. I just really hate volleyball. I got on with it and eventually on my 4th sport, which was dodgeball, best for last, the sports mix turned into a black crystal. Next thing you know, you're going for a black hole and then this is a Mario sports game. Remember that. A bloody behemoth from Final Fantasy. I'm not going to pretend to know what this is, but you know how you beat him? With the power of sports, you goof. You know, of course a hockey stick would beat a beast. I mean, why wouldn't it? I mean, where else are you going to see Luigi or Waluigi dunk a Final Fantasy enemy to win? Once you beat it, the team breaks their legs, reclaiming their trophy. And that's Mario Sports Mix's single player. But you know what? There's one more mode. Sports Mix. Sports Mix is the same 3 tournaments, but at the hardest difficulty, and each match is random sport, only appearing once out of the 3 available. This is definitely the most challenging part of the game, as you must have mastered all 4 sports in the game, and you have to be playing at your best all throughout. This is where volleyball becomes an obvious drag, as each match starts to last between 25 to 30 minutes. Basketball and hockey are fine, but still challenging, and dodgeball is the easiest and the best part of the tournament still. These matches really do come down to the wire and make you realise how important the special shots can either be, making or breaking the game. Finally at the Star Cup, you come to the final match and the same thing happens, except it makes more sense. I guess he dropped the she. This final game of basketball took 5 stressful attempts to complete. I swear the computers are on drugs in this match. You make one error, you let them have possession, you have conceded. This stupid black mage shot made no sense at all. Let me hit it. Any points, 2 or 3 mattered. Eventually, I did it. And you mix the sports mix trophies to make another sports mix crystal? Isn't that what the trophies were? I don't care anymore, that match was difficult. Then it turns into a dark crystal, and wouldn't you know, Behemoth King, another fight with hockey sticks, except this time, you get a finisher move where Luigi, Waluigi and Bowser Jr. all kill this beast with a bloody killer slam dunk. What am I even saying anymore? I can't believe this is even a game. One normal Mario boss over, and it's done. You are rewarded after all that hard work, 45 matches of sports, 11 of them unluckily volleyball, and the game's theme goes red. I mean, I wasn't expecting much, but oh well, at the end of the day, it's a sports game. If you finish each sport on all difficulties, the ball goes gold on the menu. And yes, I did use the all character cheat after completing the sports mix finale, because volleyball. The only sport I've properly got golden and all characters on is Dodgeball, on another file though, so it's probably on the screen right now, so there you are. Oh hey. Lastly, there are the bonus games down here in the bottom right. Each sport has a mini game which is a variation of their original sport. Feed PT is basketball, and this is where all 4 players must collect dangling fruit and shoot them into PT as the net. Each fruit has their own number of points, watermelon being worth the most. Harmony Hustle is volleyball's minigame, and I swear this is more fun than the regular matches, and it's not even the best minigame. The premise is that you select one of 9 songs, which is a mixture of Final Fantasy and classic Mario songs. Then you have to hit your coloured ball at the right time. When everyone constantly hits the ball, the song continues, but if you fail whether you miss the ball or get hit by spikes at higher levels, you lose points, as well as cutting the song. Overall decent. Bob on Dodge is Dodgeball's minigame, and who would have guessed that it's both the best sport and minigame. In this game you must run about the square map and dodge all the incoming bob-bombs being launched at you, and sometimes you can use your spin to knock opponents or the bombs at other people. We either last the length of the game or lose all your health, and Cacta is broken once again. Finally, there is Smash Skate, which is hockey's equivalent minigame. In a nutshell, you knock people off 1 of 3 stages, ice one being the best, in the given amount of time. Once again, what is there this green cactus cannot do? And that's Mario Sports Mix for the Wii, and overall, it still holds up. Fun? Yes. Tedious at some points, but a worthy Mario Sports game, and in my opinion, a game worth playing. Dodgeball and Basketball basically sell this. If you enjoyed Mario Slam Basketball, you'll find something here. It's just a shame a third game in this sports saga was never released. That would mean Volleyball. A sequel to FIFA, please. Thank God. Thanks for watching my Mario Sports Mix video. I've had this plan for ages, but never started due to wanting to have a mic first. But here we are. This took a lot of time and effort, and I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.